today. From Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, this is Madden NFL 21 on EA Sports. It's the New England Patriots taking on the Denver Broncos.
Autumn has come to New England. No place like it on earth this time of year. We are at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts. A moment ago, the pride of Massachusetts, the Patriots, introduced to this, as always, sold-out crowd as they get set to go head-to-head with the Denver Broncos. Here's the punter, Jake Bailey, ready to do the honors. And we are underway in Foxborough. To return it, here's Deontay Spencer. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
The Broncos take over first.
So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by the nephew of former Super Bowl MVP Mark Rippon from Boise State. This is Brett Rippon.
And I liked what his head coach told us about him this week, that no matter what happens, whether he throws 7 interceptions or 7 touchdown passes, he's the same assertive leader in the huddle on each and every play. He can throw the 7 interceptions, just blame the football, blame anything else, and still carry himself like he is the man.
It's like you, assertive in our production meetings.
Well, especially when we're talking about ordering dinner, ordering some snacks.
I was just going to say.
That's where I go.
Now Rippon on 1st and 10. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete. The veteran Stephon Gilmore able to break that one up.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. They'll run for the first time with Phillip Lindsay. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. From the gun, Rippon. He's got his tight end fan. He's got daylight. 20. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Noah Fant, 72 yards. And the Broncos have taken the early lead. Charles, that was a heck of a play.
It truly was, because when he made that catch, he had to shake through some people, right? So that play, to me, a highlight film that should be accompanied by bass music, right? I mean, boom, 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 and he finds his way to the end zone. Terrific play.
On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. And he's got it. 7-0 Broncos. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays. And it culminates in a touchdown by the Broncos. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. On the return, it's Taylor. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Out come the Patriots with their new quarterback for 2020, and he, like their previous quarterback, a former MVP, Cam Newton.
And when he's at the top of his game, you see that big smile, that's when you know everything is clicking. That means he's accurate throwing the football. They can't get him down in the run game, and his team is having a whole lot of fun because when they score a touchdown, some fan's going to get lucky and get the game ball.
Newton and the Patriots with a 1st and 10 right at the 30. First carry for Damian Harris, the Alabama man. Fighting through, and he's got space. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
First down, and they go back to Harris.
Damian Harris.
They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle, feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Out of the gun, Newton. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down.
Incomplete.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
47's the mic. 47's the mic.
A shotgun snap for Newton. And the Broncos get there and take him down.
Newton sacked.
The start of this game shaping up nicely on that visiting sideline.
Yeah, how about that? You get your points on the opening drive, then you get a big sack there on 3rd down, and you make the home crowd go, shh.
There is a hush indeed. Now the 2nd-year punter, Jake Bailey, on for New England. Denver has Deontay Spencer deep to return. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Denver Broncos coming out here on offense again, Charles, and they got into the win column for the first time week 4, 37-28, the Thursday night road win against the struggling Jets. Now the Broncos used their 3rd quarterback this season. Remember, Drew Lock out with a shoulder injury. Jeff Driscoll played weeks 2 and 3, largely ineffective. So enter undrafted Brett Rippon, the nephew of Super Bowl MVP Mark Rippon. He made his first NFL start, and despite some lapses, namely 3 interceptions, he did enough to get the Broncos that first win. So now the question, is this a turnaround point, or is this team largely still in some trouble?
Well, I think this team is largely still in some trouble because, remember, they beat a Jets team who hadn't won a game. So it's not like they went out and really proved a whole lot, but they'll take the win and move on. Now, if they get Drew Lock back at full strength, that'd be huge for them. But the loss of Cortland Sutton, their star wide receiver, Von Miller, their star pass rusher, it really weakens that team. And yes, Brett Rippon did some good things. We'll have to see if he can continue it long term. The one thing he did, though, he took care of the family. His uncle Mark Rippon never beat the Jets when he was in the NFL.
Oh, that's a good nugget, CD. By the way, the upcoming schedule, they're at New England, then home for Miami and home against Kansas City. So a couple of tough games coming up. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Broncos 7, Patriots nothing.
Now the Broncos' big-ticket acquisition, it's Melvin Gordon. And he's going to have just a couple here with a marker on the field as well. That one whistled against a big right tackle.
You'd think being able to fire out and block, it'd be a lot easier to not commit a holding penalty, but it's tough to keep those guys right in front, isn't it?
Ripping to pass. He's got his big tight end, Fant. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. That's a gain of 11. Would have been a first down if not for that penalty moments ago.
Noah Fant was a first-round pick in 2019, and he was picked because of his receiving skills. Had 40 catches in his rookie season for 562 yards. Did have 2 games where he topped 100 yards in each of those. Yes, he's still developing as a blocker, but that's not why he went in the first round. He went there for his ability to make big plays down the field.
From the 39-yard line, here comes 2nd down at 6. Shotgun snap and a give to Lindsey. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42.
He's brought down.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
An extra corner comes on now for the Patriots D on 3rd down. Out of the gun is Rippon. He's got his 6'5" receiver. That's Tim Patrick. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots' 45-yard line.
First down.
Well, remember, they tried to give him the ball and let him run on the last play, but I think the light bulb went off in their play caller's mind, and this time they get it to him the more conventional way, and it's much more successful as well.
So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll pay a visit to Jonathan Coachman. He's in Orlando, and he'll have our EA Sports halftime report. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now Rippon finding the open man, and that's Tim Patrick. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down.
How about a guy proving his worth in different ways? Had the big play in the run game the play before. This time, they go right back to him in the passing game, and he comes through with yet another big play. That's why you work out so hard in the offseason, so you can stay on the field and accumulate big plays.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Oh, he can't hang on. That was a dream chance for any D lineman to possibly get a pick. But instead it falls down incomplete.
2nd and 10.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. This will be caught just inside the 10. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. They'll try to run with Lindsey, and he will fight his way into the end zone for a Bronco touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown run, and the Broncos push further out in front.
There's not much that's perfect in football, but that's about as close to it as you're going to get. Score, force a punt, score again.
And both drives were impressive. The opening drive was, that last one was. Now on the other side, though, what's your psyche? You're really behind the 8 ball.
You got to make sure you just hold in there. Survive the early storm, relax a little bit, and try and get back to your game plan. It's way too early for panic.
Now McManus for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it was capped off by a Phillip Lindsay touchdown run. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
3-yard line.
The Patriots retaking possession here, and this is a crew that is back at 500, 2-2. They had a trying week, all things considered, and then they fell to the Chiefs on Monday night in Kansas City. And with that, they're now 2 games back in the AFC East to the 4-0 Buffalo Bills. Certainly not a place that New England is used to being in recent memory. Coming up, they do have a home game against Denver Week 5, and then a much-needed open week in Week 6. On 1st down, Newton. And he's got Edelman for the first time. That's complete. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. From the gun, here's Newton. And that's complete to the tight end, Devin Asiasi. Now the Patriots will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. From the gun, Newton. Eluding the pressure right. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 and a first. So an instance there of Cam being Cam. We know he can use his legs.
And with that big body, It's hard to get him down, even if you get a clear shot on him. Plus, he moves it a lot faster than what people think. And boy, does he have fun playing the game of football.
On 1st and 10, Newton. He's going to have the hook up to Izzo. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Newton. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through, and that will do it for this first half. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to an abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. We saw a strong first half from our quarterback. His guys have the lead, as we'll hand it back over to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
McManus.
The Patriots trailing here, but they will have the football first as the third quarter is underway. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
The Patriots take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
New England trying to get to place on offense. They trail now 14-3, an 11-point deficit as they start things out with a 1st and 10. Newton to throw. Over the middle, Julian Edelman, it's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. A lot of storylines to a New England-Denver matchup. So many great games in the past. And worth noting, too, that Cam, of course, has his history with the Broncos as well. He was on the losing end of Super Bowl 50 when his Panthers lost to the Broncos 24-10. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. They'll run it here. This is James White. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
He's brought down back.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Now on 2nd and 13. Newton. That'll be taken in by Demir Bird. And he'll get it out to midfield. They'll spot it right at midfield at the 50.
Makes it 3rd.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. It goes as a gain of 6, and it's a first down.
1st and 10.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Harris. Timmy Jernigan, the Florida State man, in on the stop.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
On 2nd down now, it's Harris. And a penalty flag down as he gets only about a yard. And let's listen in on the call.
Holding offense.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards.
Still 2nd down.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Operating from the gun, Newton. To the left side and complete for Julian Edelman. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 27-yard line. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
7-yard line.
It is a nice catch there by Julian Edelman, and he's going to be a reliable target no matter who's playing quarterback. Topped 1,000 yards receiving for the 3rd time last season. I just love his story. College quarterback to one of the top slot receivers in the NFL.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 27. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On 1st down, it's Newton. On the left side, a catch by White. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again. But correct me if I'm wrong, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. From the gun, Newton throwing middle, but it's incomplete. N'Keal Harry was the intended target, but it's going to be 2nd down.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. This is Harris. They'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
An 8-play drive to this point. So here's play number 9 on 3rd and 7. They defer to White out of the shotgun. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Some good strong running right there, some power and some explosiveness. Just about got him into the end zone.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Patriots with a football as we get you reset. They've got it 1st and goal as they look to punch in a late score. Now a nice play defensively on 1st down as this is knocked away and incomplete. Edelman the intended receiver that time, but it'll be 2nd and goal. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. Back to throw, Newton. And he will score. Touchdown, Patriots. Punching it in from a yard away. And the Patriots are back within a score.
Well, I'd have to say that for him, that was an all-encompassing drive because it was his arm that got his team down to that point, but his legs that finished the deal. Give him credit for making it happen.
So certainly some importance to this one now. After the touchdown, they could get this down to a field goal with a 2-point conversion. Here's Newton. And this is caught. They got him. And that could be an important 2 points. It gets them back within a field goal. So still a little work to do here, but they got the much-needed conversion.
So they got that taken care of. Now you would assume onside kick in order to try and get the ball back again, in order to try and kick at least a tying field goal.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. On the return is Spencer. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 20.
And Denver getting set to take the field. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a 1st down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
They couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, 1-score game, 1st and 10 here. They'll start on the ground with Lindsey. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. They'll try and grind some clock with Gordon. Now the Patriots will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. This is Gordon as they go to him again. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. The Patriots will take their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Sam Martin now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Powering forward. Just a 2-yard return there following a punt of 48. And the Patriots take over. So Newton and the Patriots down 14-11. Less than 90 seconds to go. They need at minimum 3 points out of this as they come up 1st and 10. Newton. And this is going to be incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
2nd and 10 now from the 27. Now it's Newton. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Jeremiah Tauchu in there to drop him as that clock continues to run.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there, because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
Going to throw right side here, complete. And a good job on the tackle there as they get him down shy of the first on the 35-yard strike. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. Clock's still rolling here, 4th down.
Yeah, they've got to remember they cannot spike it. 4th down, as you noted.
One score down, here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Broncos are going to get the football back in great field position. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. The win for the Broncos seemingly assured. They go down to a knee. So this one will wind up a Denver victory, and it was a bit of a strange game. They were held scoreless through the entire second half, but their first half output, that's enough to carry them to victory.
And that's an odd game to watch, isn't it? Because when we saw the output in the first half, you think to yourself, okay, they've got something working here. They know what they're doing. They'll continue that along. But instead, it's goose eggs in the second half. Fortunately, enough of a cushion and enough defense to carry them home.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. And with that, we say so long from Foxborough.